Hello to all you lovers out there, and welcome to another episode of LoveWorks with Juan and G.
Yes, a fresh new Juan and G.
Yes, and today we are getting down and dirty with two single men here in Atlanta, Mr. Brodney McClinton, personal trainers to all the gays out there, and Mr. Tripp Ali, actor extraordinaire.
That's right. We're going to get into their hearts, get into their minds, get into their souls, and let's talk about being single and dating in Atlanta. We know all of the bad things that people say about dating in Atlanta, but we want to sit with these guys that have to say, what are some of their struggles? What are some of the triumphs? Let's talk about their past relationship. Let's just get down and dirty. Hello to all you lovers out there.
People always asking us what's the tea. It ain't no tea, baby, can't you see? Loving me, loving you, loving we. Love works with Juan and G.
It ain't no tea, baby.
What's the tea?
It ain't no tea, baby.
What's the tea?
It ain't no tea, baby.
What's the tea?
It ain't no tea. As soon as you start filming, we stop talking.
Right.
That's okay. I'm gonna say something else.
So we are going to get the single guy's perspective today about dating, about love, about body image, about all of the damn hang-ups that single folks have that come up to us all the time and say, how do y'all make it work? It ain't no good guys in Atlanta. I'm the only good guy that's out there. We're going to get down to the bottom of all of that.
Right, yeah, I'm interested to hear the answer to the question, why are you single? I know they've both been single for a while, I believe, so I'm interested to get the answer to that question. And I'm also interested to know what it's like to be dating in the age of social media, because that's something we haven't really experienced. And so that'll be interesting to get their take on that. And I know that Tripp is a real aggressive personality, so I'm real interested to see how he shows up today.
And Brodney is the opposite. He's very calm and laid back, so this is going to be interesting.
Well, see, I'm not the best rap fan, so I don't know all the words and stuff like that. But I actually like when he is fit into the world. It's amazing. So let's just into the hub of the world.
Hello, such a welcome, lady. I tell
How you
you.
doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Brought you some.
Thank you.
He brought champagne.
Classy.
I didn't. My bad.
Juan is in the back. You've got just a minute.
Okay.
How you doing?
Good. Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming over.
Thanks for having
Sharing yourselves with us.
Right.
Oh, well. Hope y'all ready to tell secrets.
Okay. What kind of secret?
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know what the secret is. If I knew what the secret was, it wouldn't be a secret.
Right. It won't be a secret after this.
What y'all do this
I
weekend?
guess. Work.
Man, I
Work.
had a pretty interesting weekend.
What was interesting about it?
Well, I went on a date with somebody.
Oh, well, let's just jump right into it. Tell us
Okay,
about
how
that.
was that?
Man, it was crazy. I mean, I think I did all the right things in the date. You know what I mean? We went to Old Lady Gang, the new restaurant by Candy she owns. It's
Was it
over
the
there on
first
Peter
date?
Street. It was the first date. It was the first date. I never went out on a date with this person. I mean, we talked through social media for a while, and we just decided, yo, let's hang out and, you know, meet face to face. So the wait for the restaurant was about 2 hours long. So I even called them. I said, yo, I'll go down there a couple hours later, because they was coming from work, just so we could, you know. So I went down there hour and a half early, got the table.
Oh, that's nice. That's a
Hey,
gentleman.
thank you.
Nice.
See? You know what I'm saying? So I go down there, I get the table. So when they came, they
Oh,
had
that's
no
nice.
wait.
Yes, I wouldn't do that. Not an hour and a half early, but
See,
yeah.
but that's
That
who
was
I
nice.
am though.
Yeah.
That's why I'm Tripp. You know what I'm saying? But
Tripp
I
Ali.
went down at Tripp Ali. You know what I'm saying? So I went down there. So when he came, he didn't have a wait at all. I was already seated at the table. They had already brewed water. Thank you. Let me see what this does. They already brewed water out. So the first thing they do when they come in, they start complaining about the seats. They like, oh, I'm a people person. I usually don't like sitting this way. So I'm like, well, you want to sit right here? They're like, no, I'm cool. So they looking around. They never really made eye contact with me. So I asked them, I was like, you ain't look at me like, you nervous or something? They was like, no.
This is the first time y'all met?
Yeah, this is the first time we met.
Oh.
And then, you know, they was like, what is this water? I was like, it's just water. You know, I had them bring out water, you know, and then he was like, is it purified water? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, it's a restaurant. I'm sure it's, you know.
It's drinkable.
You know what I'm saying? It's drinkable. And then he went to go drink the water, and he kind of like was smelling it, and then he tasted it and was like, ugh, no, I can't drink this. And I'm like, man, this dude is like, so the waiter comes over, he complains to the waiter, asking the waiter, is the water, you know, spring water or purified water or whatever. She was like, yeah, it's filtered, it's pretty good.
Wow.
You know, he was like, he can't drink it, can they bring him out some tea? They brought out the tea, he didn't like the
That's
tea.
made with the same water.
Right.
You know, he asked what kind of tea it was, and they told him that it was, you know, homemade or whatever the case may be. He didn't like the tea, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like nothing. Like, it was like, and he was acting like a straight up bitch. Like, what's up, man? What's up?
All I heard was straight up bitch.
Yeah,
Well,
you
he had
get
a
this?
date last night. Right.
So why do you think he was acting like that?
Man, I don't know. Like, oh, that wasn't even the worst part of it. I just think that was his personality, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we go talking some more, so he was like, he can't be in a relationship if it's monogamous. He needs to be with somebody who has, he needs to be somebody who's open, who wants to have an open relationship.
Right. That's
And
how-
I was
But that's the
like,
thing, though.
We are fearless.
We are mighty.
We are legendary. We are fierce. We are royalty.
The 6th annual Gentlemen's Ball celebrates the royalty deep down inside of us all.
That's right. And not only will we celebrate our kingship at the ball, this year we invite our LGBTQ sisters of color to acknowledge their queendom with the first ever Gentlewoman Awards.
Because why?
I mean, because a true gentleman celebrates all. This year, we pay special tribute to the iconic ballroom community.
So join us for a night of royalty on Saturday, September 30th, 2017 at the Atlanta Marriott Marquis. For tickets, visit thegentlemensfoundation.org, and remember, crown yourselves because we
are royalty.
I was
That ain't got nothing to do with him being a bitch.
Right. So my question is, even though this was your first date, there were no indications when y'all were like communicating on social media that this was his personality type?
No, because people put out something totally
Had y'all
different
talked on the
social
phone?
media. Yeah, we
Like-
talked on the phone a couple times.
And it was none of that.
It wasn't none of that. Like, but you know, his social media thing is totally different than what he was in person, and I
That's
mean that happens a lot.
95%.
That happens.
What happened? What happened after the date? Like, did he want to see you again?
He probably didn't because I already had let him know that I wasn't interested in talking to somebody who wanted to, you know, date multiple people. I mean, not date multiple people, but be in a relationship with somebody with two people. What's the point?
I think that open relationships are, I believe in any kind of relationship. And that includes open relationships. I just really believe that it depends on the two people who are together. And if you have two people who are together who want to be in an open relationship, then I think open relationships are fine. The problem is when you have one person in an open relationship in a relationship with somebody who's in a closed relationship. That's when you have a problem with open relationship.
We could be cool, we can hang out, but as far as like the interest, it was gone at that point.
Right.
So what about that killed it?
for me, I don't want to be with somebody who wants to be in an open relationship. And if you that strong on it, I mean, I understand that people come into situations with their own thing, and sometimes things could change. But he was very adamant about that's what he wanted in a relationship. And I'm
But
very
my
adamant
question to
about
you
it.
is, why are you so against it? Why are you not open to?
Because I tried it before and I didn't feel good. Like
Okay.
my first relationship, I thought, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, we could be cool. Like, let's
So we
do
all
it.
know that relationships are about agreements, and the agreements are made to be revamped, renegotiated, and revised accordingly. And that includes open relationships. I think they are magnificent if the two people who are in that relationship know how to navigate those waters. They have to have specific rules and regulations and constantly talk, keep that open line of communication. But I think they could definitely work.
So we both were like, but I put rules on it. I was like, well, you can't kiss us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't suck our nipples. It was
Wait
only
a
for
minute.
them.
Was this an open relationship? Or was
It wasn't
just
an open
like a
relationship.
threesome?
It was
That's
just-
different. Like an open relationship and a threesome are different.
Yeah, but if I can't take the threesome, I probably wouldn't be able to.
That's
take
a good.
that
That's a good
relationship.
first step
Like,
to open relationship.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like it made me sick. Like I was like, nah, I'm good.
So it sounds like you are saying though, like
He down.
you would be open to.
No, I wouldn't.
No, you're
No.
just playing devil's advocate or something.
No, I just wanted to know like the difference in what he thought the difference was like with the threesome or the open relationship.
Okay.
But I'm not for open relationships.
Why not?
It's too many people to have to date multiple people. Like there's one for me. and
Okay,
then that's
so
it.
so y'all keep saying dating, and that's why y'all here, right? The single perspective. So dating to me is
No.
Wait, hold on. Dating to me is getting to know people, which means multiple. Like you don't know what you want until you've tried a couple of different items on the menu, right?
Right.
In theory, what is dating to
So
y'all?
for me, getting to know me is getting to know me. Like we're not dating, we're getting to know each other. If we're dating, that's when we are now exclusively invested in what we want. We're trying to figure each other out because now we've put the title of dating on this.
Is that the same as a relationship? It's the same as being in a committed relationship?
What?
Dating someone exclusively.
I mean, that's like the next step.
Relationship is.
From dating, yeah. Like if I'm gonna date you seriously, then I'm dating you to see if it works for a relationship.
So during the get to know you phase, do you go out on dates?
We hang out, yes.
So
that not what I'm saying?
what's the difference? What does that mean?
Because I'm getting
Those are
to know,
blurred
because the
lines
thing,
right there,
no,
though.
because the thing is, if I'm getting to know you, I could be getting to know several other people.
Exactly.
Right, but you're dating several people.
No, I'm getting to know.
You're
you.
going out on
know.
dates though,
I'm
right?
still hanging out.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between us going to hang out on a Friday? If you go hang out with a friend on a Friday, y'all just hanging out? Or y'all getting to
It's
know each
more
other?
than like what kind of friend though?
This is what I'm saying. This is why I think the lines are blurred. Like, why can't you say, I am going out on a date with this person, and going out the date, I'm getting to know you, but I am dating you. And I'm dating 3 people at one time.
Right. Is it psychological? Like, is it
I think
It is psychological.
It is more psychological with me because I don't put the dating title out there. Like we're just getting to know each other. That's it.
Why,
And that's-
what
I
does
think that's why
dating
some get
what-
confused.
yeah.
So I'm like, what are we doing?
What does the term dating mean to you? Like, why are you so reluctant to put the title on it when you're actually going out on a date with somebody?
Something better might come along.
That's not true. I'm just not big on titles because I feel like when people put titles on things change. Like I've been getting to know people and we just hang
So
out.
that's the title?
And then,
Right, that's the title.
but I'm just saying like, and then if you say like, well, I'm interested in us dating and this being more exclusive, then the behavior changes.
So it's the word dating versus.
Yeah.
So what changes? Is it the sense of
Sometimes-
ownership?
Sometimes,
Or
yeah. It just
like
depends
control over you?
In the experiences I've had, yes, it's been they feel more entitled, which I don't necessarily think goes with dating.
Entitled to what?
Yeah.
Just having priority over everything that I'm doing.
And at what point does that person or do they ever are rightfully in that position to
take
expect
priority?
things? Yes.
Once he
When
said
we're in a
that,
relationship.
So it's getting to know, dating,
My
and then
friend
in a
might-
relationship.
Yes. I'm getting to know you, and then if we're dating, now I'm starting to consider you like for a relationship. And then once we get in a relationship, that's when you take priority. Like,
So
over
when
my
you
friends.
start dating, do you stop seeing other people?
Yes. If
But
we're
that's
dating,
a relationship.
not necessarily.
So I believe that titles are totally necessary, and also whatever title you decide to put on yourselves also needs to be talked about, because as we saw with the case of Brodney, he thinks dating is something completely different than me, so it definitely needs to be talked about and necessary. I mean, y'all exclusive.
Yeah, no, like once you're
so this is,
exclusive.
but I'm speaking on one side.
And then
This is me.
Right,
Like
right,
if
right.
I'm dating you, I'm not dating other
But
people.
isn't
I don't
it-
know what you're doing.
Let me-
But I'm talking about from my perspective.
I have a really good question.
Okay.
So is it not a lot to ask someone to be exclusive but not have expectations of you as being a priority? Like, you're gonna ask me to not see anybody while I'm dating you, but you're not gonna make me a priority
Right,
because we
yeah.
haven't made it to the next
that ain't
level
gonna
yet. Like, how can I limit myself like that if you're not even making me a
But
priority?
that's why I said for me, I'm speaking on my perspective.
Right,
Like
yes,
if
you-
I'm dating you, if I'm dating someone, I'm not seeing other people.
But you don't think that's a lot to ask of a person
What?
to not date
Or
anybody
do you
else?
expect them to not date other people?
Not until we're in a relationship.
For more information on relationships, dating, and life coaching services, please email booking@juanandg.com. That's booking@juanandg.com.
Does that make sense? I mean, this is
So what you call dating, you would be totally fine with someone, because when you say dating, you mean exclusive.
right,
You would be fine for other people to say dating as get to know you.
right.
And so you would understand that y'all are on two different levels, two different pages, and you would be okay with that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
That's confusing.
But it's fair because if you're, I'm glad that like you are aware enough to not hold them to that same standard, because that would be unfair to me, saying we need to be exclusive, but we're just dating.
I would be in a really confused state if we were seeing each other and we were exclusively dating each other, but we're not in a relationship, and I can't have any expectations or priorities or become a priority for you. But I gotta sit around on Friday and Saturday. If you're not available, I can't see nobody because these.
But that's not what he's saying, because he's saying he's not expecting the other person to just
talking about
be
me.
exclusive.
Oh, I thought he
My
said
perspective.
I thought if you're dating someone, that it's exclusive.
No, I was
To
just talking
him.
about to me.
To him,
He's
but
not
to
the
me,
right
I
thing.
understand.
I understand.
Those are my definitions of getting to know you, dating, and a
Is it
relationship.
wrong to set expectations when you trying to get to know somebody? Like,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Too early.
depend-
Well, let me say too early.
I think that regardless if we want to say it or not, we all have expectations
Thank you.
of the
I feel that
person
way.
that we are
I
going
feel
out on a
that
date with or
Okay.
whatever it is. I
Because-
expect you to show up.
I
I expect you to
on
give me
time.
your
I expect
attention.
the respect.
I
Let
expect
me
you to give
tell
me your
you.
energy, but we all have the
Let me say
expectations.
that.
And if you don't have the expectations
I mean,
of the
I'm not
person, then why are you
expecting
wasting
you
yourself?
It's not about wasting your time. I don't have expectations because people are going to be who they're going to be. Like the reason why you may have been disappointed when you went on that date is because you expected the person to be a certain way. Had
And when he
had
let
I
you
gone
down,
on that date and he did that, it would have just been like, okay.
But I
well,
said
And that, but he has those
for any
expectations.
relationship in my
They
life.
failed the expectations, and now he don't want to see it.
But and
anymore.
that's what
So
yeah,
he has
that's what
no
getting to know
expectations.
somebody is about. That's why I wanted to meet him in person, to talk to him face to face, to see what he had, what he wanted in his relation, what he expected, and the same thing, vice versa. When I find out that you're not that person, it's done. But at the same time, I set expectations for any relationship in my life, where there is work, friendships, family. You gotta have expectations. Like, you can't. If you don't, then you allow people to treat you any kind of way.
That's not
So,
true.
so I agree with that. But my next question is, so what is the, because it's a fine line. So when people don't meet your expectations, are you always just so quick to write them off, or are you open to kind of further getting to understand this person
I understand
and
that.
kind of redefine your expectations?
Well, I redefine them, and sometimes people don't know what your expectations are. Like, far as like the way I want to be treated, the way I want to be talked to. Like, it's certain things that I will shut down in the beginning. Like, if I feel like we getting there, and I just explain to them like, yo, if we gonna be cool, we can't, you know what I'm saying, go there. I might talk to a homeboy that way, but I'm never gonna talk to you this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we can't set these expectations in
Because
the
I
beginning.
don't tell people what you can and can't do. I just pay attention
No,
to how
but
you
you-
treat me.
but you
and
have
then I
shit,
govern
right.
myself accordingly.
Okay.
Like, so that's why I say I don't have expectations. Like, you're gonna treat me how you're gonna treat me. If I give you a list of rules, you can easily adapt to that and that not
But
be
if a person
who
don't
you
know
are.
then how do they know that what they doing is wrong? Like,
I mean,
that might be who they are. Like, I'm a very aggressive person, and some people think that my aggressiveness is like when it's really just passion, and they might be like, I don't like the way you talking to me.
But me letting you know that I don't like the way you talk to me is not saying don't talk to me that way.
But I ain't say that I would say don't talk to me. I've
You
let
said
the person
I let
know
them
the way
know
I.
that they can't
But that's
talk
the way
to me.
that I don't want to be talked to. If you feel like you still got to do that, then we ain't gonna ride.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Like what?
I mean, at this point, we could probably just shut up and let them go at it. You see how tense they got?
Right.
I'm sensing some sort of chemistry there.
Some sort of tension. I don't know what kind of tension that is, but I'm interested in finding out. Like, because I believe what you're saying is you teach people how to treat you, right? Mm-hmm. And so some people can treat you in a certain way with no ill intent.
Right.
What's wrong with just correcting their behavior and how they treat you? Versus you just observing, not saying anything, and kind of like checking off a box saying, nope, that ain't good for me, or that ain't
I mean, you can correct them. I just said that. You can correct the way that someone treats you, but when you talk about the whole expectation thing of this is how I'm supposed to be treated, for me, it's just, I don't allow certain things to happen to me. And when they happen, I just back out of it.
Is that not expectation?
No.
Why not tell the person that you didn't like it? If they didn't know
He's saying that he tells.
He said he just backed out.
What you're saying, what
But
I'm hearing
allow
is
you to show me who you are.
right. And so you're saying you don't come to the table with a list like, if you're gonna be with me, this is what I need. You let it organically unfold.
Right, we organically get to know each other and we see what develops.
You know, folks these days, I think, are so enamored with the thought and idea of being in a relationship, but they don't understand the work that must be put into making a relationship successful, and they don't want to do the work. They don't realize how much work, and they don't want to put forth that effort.
And I think a lot of times they think when the work comes, that means they're not supposed to be together because everything is supposed to be harmonious all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not the case. It's when the work starts is when the relationship truly comes together.
And I think that should be, I agree with that method to dating because needless to say, if you respect yourself, you are gonna demand respect from people.
Exactly.
But if you go in without expectation, suspending all judgment, you just allow that person to be, you allow yourself to be, you
Right.
see what naturally gels.
And that's why I'm so big on the getting to know you phase. Like, I'll get to know someone for up to like over a year before we even say like, you know, I like the way this is going.
How long have you been single, Brodney?
A long time.
Why are you single?
Child, probably because we having this conversation and y'all see how
What? No, I want to know what
confused
you
my
think.
mind is. I think I'm single because I have very traditional values.
Like what?
Just in terms of dating and taking your time and really getting to know people and not telling people who they have to be with me. Like, I organically like to find people that I mesh with, and you just go from there. But it's hard to do because you do. I'm not mistreated. I've never been mistreated because I carry myself with a certain level of respect.
So why do you think you're single?
Because I take my time and I just haven't found the person who I want to take it there with. Like, I know great guys, I do. But there are certain things that when we're getting to know each other, I start to see things and it's like, we talk about it.
Having expectations is a natural part of life. We have them in respect to ourselves, our family members, and our partners. However, when our expectations become unattainable to the average person, that's when we get into this muddy waters and you set your partner up for failure before they even have the chance to kind of prove themselves or even attempt to meet your expectations. Now, I will ask you this. Do you live up to your own expectations? Are you embodying everything that's on your list that you expect out of another partner? If not, you need to revise. You need to start crossing things off of that list.
I don't have anything to say.
Can you take a week?
To get to know someone.
And feel like you want to? Because when we met, the next day, like we were
No, because
together.
it's like he said, you have to observe people in different settings.
And
That
you don't-
doesn't happen in a week.
Do you
So
not
I
feel
don't
like you
think it
can
would happen
you
in a
can
week.
still commit to someone while getting to know? Like like that passion, or deep in your heart of hearts, this is the one. No, I don't know every part of you, but I'm looking forward to getting to know. But I know you're the one. Still.
You're never going to finish getting to know a person.
Right.
It's never going to
People
finish.
change.
So
Right.
do you think that that's possible? So like day one, boom, love at first sight, or attraction at first sight. Do you believe in that?
And being attracted to someone at first sight?
Or no, like I met you today and I know I want to be with you.
No.
So let me ask you this: what are you?
No.
What is it that you fear?
Because I need to pull back that face value.
What
if I see,
What do you fear? What do you fear?
What do you mean?
Let's say you give somebody your heart after 2 months. Why not? Why does it have to take? Why do you need 8 more months or however more long to to prove that you know that person? Like,
that
what are you
glass just
afraid
had
of?
my sentiment, like, girl. No, I'm not saying that there is a certain amount of time. I'm not afraid of anything. It's just, and it's crazy that y'all think like that because someone wants to take their time, they're afraid of something.
No.
That's not it. There's no fear. I honestly
Let me
just
tell you why I
like to get to know someone, because I feel like when we go on dates, like when you go out to dinner, when you first meet a person, like a lot of times people come with all these questions. And to me, it's an interview. Mm-hmm. And I feel like for the first month or so, you're only getting a representative. If you come with all of these questions, like if I sat right here and I said, well, what's your 5-year plan? If you think that I would be impressed by a certain list, you could provide that to me.
That's the difference between me and some people. I don't give a representative.
Exactly.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like if because we hear that all the time, the representative.
Right.
Hold on. If everyone knows that, why are individuals not making that change? It starts with you. Why do you show your representative?
No.
So you're
if
the
you
only
don't-
one?
Right. Like,
No,
you know what I'm
he just
saying?
said that he doesn't do it either.
okay, so then why are you still using that narrative to describe everyone in the dating scene?
Because I'm telling you what my experience is with the majority of people here in the dating scene. Because truth be told, there's a small amount of individuals who operate on their own wavelength. Mm-hmm. A lot of people do what is popular. There's a lot of people who live above their means for other people. There's a lot of people who date certain ways or they do certain things because of other people. They're not genuine people.
Are those the people you're attracting? Your dates? Those are the ones
Sometimes
you
it's
keep
the
meeting?
people I'm attracted to, yes, but I don't necessarily know that I'm attracting them. Yeah, I know I'm attracted to some bad
If you're
boys,
attracted
so-
to them, you are attracting them as well.
So I'm trying not to be too hard on Brodney, but I feel like Brodney is not being completely honest. And I don't even know it's a situation of him not being honest, but I feel like he's living in the gray a little bit too much. And I feel like that is kind of distorting his view on dating and relationships. And that's why I'm continuously trying to poke at him, because I really want him to really even hear himself to see that he's really not being clear in what he's answering.
You're
a
sending out
reflection
some.
of-
Yeah,
That's not
That's a
true.
reflection.
Yes, it is.
No, because sometimes I just have crushes on people, and you know, we talk about this.
Do
keep
you
a
tell
crush.
them when you have a crush on them?
No, I do not.
Why?
I sit back and watch. I sit back and watch you.
They tell you ain't crushing them until they do something to turn you off?
They could, yeah. And then I try and see, like, is this really who they
So what
are?
type of guys are you
Or
attracted
But how do you know how they really are if you don't talk to them? And
I
approach
talk to them. They just don't know that I have a crush on them because I'm doing what? Getting to know them.
So once you get to
So they could be not even knowing they getting to know you.
right.
Yes,
like
we're
a
getting to
hidden
know
agenda.
each other. What
But-
you mean? Like, people, when you're getting to know each other, y'all are getting to know each other. Like,
But shouldn't y'all both know that that's what y'all doing?
what, getting to know each other? That's what we're doing. If we meet and we don't know each other and we continue to like,
Yeah,
we
but is
continue
it
to
with
interact-
the
So what
intent
is
of
the
liking
intent?
each
Right.
other? I think
Oh,
that
no,
I think that
that's
this is
why
probably
I'm
one of the biggest
But no,
problems with
this-
dating is is because there's so much gray area. Like I feel like there's a fear of saying I like you and I want to get to know you versus I got a question. I'm not gonna tell him. I would just see how he acts.
Exactly.
Is that what you would do too?
That's the big problem I know is now in our generation particularly, is that we have a great area between, finding out what the actual definition of what we're doing is.
Like we
my friend, are we talking? Are we dating? Are we getting to know each other? Like that means
that's
so
what I'm-
many different things
Right,
nowadays.
I get
Is
it.
it because they're sleeping with the people?
Actually, in my opinion,
Yes.
yes.
And that's my problem.
Sex confuses
See,
things
when you
too
start off
early.
sleeping with somebody, and then
But how many people don't?
you,
Wait, let
I
me
know a
finish
lot
the
of people who
thought.
don't. I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people. Who
I don't understand why
I
you
mean,
just can't say you
the
like each
sexual
other.
attraction
Because I don't
can
know
be
yet.
there.
You do know. I like what I know about you thus far. What is wrong? Because that's vulnerable to do. And a lot of y'all gay boys don't know how to be vulnerable. I like your ass. Let's see where it's gonna go. Tomorrow it can change.
I like you and I like your ass.
So I don't understand why people just can't say, I like your ass. I like you, I like you. I really think that in the case with Brodney, in the case of a lot of us who can't just walk up to somebody and say, I like you, it really, to me, is an insecurity. Brodney even said it's a fear of rejection. I have to give you this amount of time to see what you're like. I really think it's all rooted in insecurity. And a lot of us sit on one end of the room, on the next end of the room, we liking each other, never say anything because we're so afraid of rejection. But a lot of times we're missing out on relationships.
I mean, sometimes you just like to be chased. I like to be pursued. So I'm not gonna go say I like your ass. I want you to come say you like my ass.
And what happens when nobody comes to anybody?
Then you just missed out on this ass.
So once I knew that this person was lying, I looked at him from a different, I was like, why would you lie about something so big? And then manipulate me into thinking that this is really happening. That's way deeper than a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because he would have conversations in the car, and I'd be like, who was you talking to?
Lord.
Oh, that was my son. You
How
know
long
what I'm
has this
saying?
been going on? How long were y'all in a relationship?
We were in a relationship for 6 years, and then
Damn!
the
Where did you find out he
it
had no
took 3
son?
years. It took 3 years. Well, they never actually
And y'all get on
admitted
me
to-
for taking a year to get to know somebody, y'all.
We digging into it.
Look,
We digging into it.
my reason for
get
staying
it
with the
now,
person
go ahead.
was because I thought that love could change them. I thought that, but you grow and you learn
So
that
you
can't
found
change
out
somebody.
that he was lying and you stayed with him.
I stayed with him and I just would
Gotcha.
be like, look, man, you ain't gotta lie about that
Right,
stuff.
right.
Like, I don't know what you've been through, but you could be honest with me. Like, let's keep it 100.
That was very big of you because you was able not to take it personal. You know,
I
it
knew
has
something
anything to
way
do with
before
you.
me because his friends who knew him before me thought this lie too. We would be at, dinner
Right.
with friends and they'd be like, how your son? And he would lie. And I would just put
Oh,
my
so he
hand-
wasn't just lying to you.
right.
Like he had this imaginary
Right.
son.
Yes.
Oh, he
and I
needs
would
a
put my head
therapist.
down because I had to ride for him. I
Oh,
couldn't
you
come
knew.
out and tell, but I'd just be like,
Did you ask him why he made that up? I would want to know.
I asked him, but it never would be like he never wanted to tell the truth about it. It would always be an argument or another situation that was brought up to deflect the attention from what I was asking him, the questions about. So, I was, I shouldn't have stayed in a relationship when I seen these things, but me being young and not really knowing, I just thought that I could change that person.
What attracted you to him?
Their business mind savvy. They were the president of a bank. They knew how to handle things. I was coming from Cleveland. I had a more thug edge. I didn't know how to handle business how they did. If I had a problem on the phone or something, I'd be like, look, y'all better put my money back in there. He'd be like, and talk so proper and be like, this is how you talk to people. And he just showed me so many different things. He would take me to different restaurants and show me that anybody could be talked to. He showed me a different life, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of where I've always wanted to be. So he showed me things that I always wanted, you know what I mean?
So what was that inner dialogue? Once you found out the lie, once you realized who he was, a liar, what was the inner dialogue that you told yourself to stay in a relationship for however many years you did after figuring that out?
Well, I'm not going to put it all on him. I think part of the reason why I stayed in the relationship because I was comfortable. I was living a better life. I was living in a nice apartment, driving BMWs. I was comfortable with that, and that was one part of it. Another part is I thought that maybe if he seen who I was, that he would change for me. And I would always, the dialogue would be like, you don't gotta lie to me. I'm here for you. Let's just ride out together. I ain't gonna tell none of your friends and nothing like that. Just keep it 100 with me. And they just could never, keep it 100.
So what made you ultimately say, this ain't working?
Pretty much, you know, once I realized that they wasn't gonna change, like, it was like, it took me a long time to realize that though, like, you know what, like, I'm in this situation, I'm trying to be there for a person that this has nothing to do with me. For a while, I blamed myself, like, maybe I wasn't doing something right.
The fear of rejection is powerful. It's oftentimes, it can paralyze someone in the moment when you're at a party or at a club. You will not go and make advances to people because you don't want to be rejected. And I think it says so much, that rejection says so much about how you feel about yourself, how you process that rejection. Like, am I ugly? Do you not want blah, 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 blah? All these things start to come into question. So I just think that it's natural though too.
It is natural. I also think that it's very understandable because, you know, as black gay men, we grew up being rejected most of our lives. And so that transfers into adulthood. But I think you must understand where the root of that rejection comes from and realize it's not just about the person not liking you and wanting to go out on a date with you, but it really is a deeper issue. You looking for love?
I learned not to look for it, just to let it come, you know.
So you're open to love?
I'm open to love.
Are you open to love?
Yes.
Are you blocking love?
Godspeed.
Are y'all attracted to each other?
I think he's attractive, but you know.
Way to put them on the spot, Juan. Jeez.
I just wanted to know. You know they say opposites attract, so I mean, I just wanted to know.
Are y'all on Jacked?
No.
You on Jacked?
If I find some Jacked on somebody's phone, I instantly don't want to talk to them.
Why?
Why?
Because, like, my experience, I got the app before just to see what was going on. I thought that I could navigate who I am as a person in the midst of all these other people that's looking for sex. It's just too much. And I just don't feel good being on Jack. Like, afterwards, I feel like, why am I doing this?
Do you have judgments of people that are on Jacked?
Clearly.
Yeah.
What are those judgments?
I feel like they probably promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? Or that's just my
That's a story too, though, right?
No.
That you're making up. You don't know that.
I don't know it, but I just feel like if you putting yourself out there, sexually, I think that I shouldn't give myself to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody doesn't feel that way, we all have a past. We all have had sex with people, but when you out seeking it and like willing to sleep with anybody that you find attractive, I'm not attracted to that.
So you look at those as just purely sex hookup.
I think
But
Jack
see,
is pretty much for sex.
I didn't
you know
use
what I'm
it
saying?
for
That people, but you got people like you on who, but you know that it's pretty much used for sex.
But you're only gonna, you're gonna get the attention that you seek on there.
No, that's not
people,
true.
Yes, it
People
is.
on
People
there
are
looking
gonna,
for sex.
they may be, and you don't have to talk to everybody on there.
Yeah, but when they
But
hit
you
you
may,
up,
But you were on it,
you
right?
were on there at one
and
point.
everybody, they were
So what if
sending
someone
dick pics,
said
they would
that's
ask
about
me-
you?
I was on there and I realized that it wasn't a place for me.
No, but
because-
what
But
if someone?
but you were hooking up with people on
And
there.
that's the reason. No, I didn't hook up with
Oh.
nobody.
No, but what I'm saying is,
Well, I'm saying because he was like, he asked like, why am I doing this?
But that's the
So I
reason.
was
I
like,
know your question.
no, why don't you give other people the benefit of the doubt that you give yourself?
Well, I tried to be on Jacked, and when I seen that the majority
That's
of the
not
people,
the question.
I
question
did
is-
give the people the
but-
benefit.
No,
That's the
my
reason why
question
I was
is,
on there.
so
I
you
thought
were
that I
on
could
it.
find somebody else on there that was like me, but the majority of the people that was hitting me up was just wanted sex, and they would portray like they wanted something else, but they would put the sex first. Because I'm not that person, and I don't want to have sex with you before we have a date or get to know someone. I felt like it wasn't a platform for me, so I removed myself from it.
Right, but but you had it. So you said, you started the conversation with, if I see the app on someone's phone, I'm immediately turned off.
Yeah, nah.
But why not give them the benefit of the doubt? Because at one point they could have saw it on your phone, because you had it. So why not give them that same benefit of the doubt? And perhaps they're not just on there just to fuck.
because you don't need Jack for that. Instagram, people hit you up. Facebook, people. Social media is social media, regardless of what the app is called. Don't worry about these people out here. Like, you'll never
It's for
meet the
you.
people you're trying to impress.
Right.
Ever. And if you do,
That's a good one. You'll never meet the people you're trying to impress.
and even when you
That's
do,
really dope. I like
but
that.
even when you do meet them, half
They ain't
the
gonna
time-
look like what
they
they
don't.
look.
They don't.
They Photoshop their damn self.
They never do. They
They
don't look like.
And because you have this expectation of them, most times they don't meet it.
So you guys know we always talk about self-love and, and what that really means. And a lot of people have questions about what that really means. What does it really mean to love myself? For me, I really feel like loving yourself is being aware of who you are, all the positives and everything you may feel that's negative, being honest about those things, exploring why there are certain things about you that you may not like, and loving those things and being honest about them with yourself and honest with other people. When you can do that and share all of yourself, you truly know that you're loving yourself.
Absolutely. Only thing I will add to that list is to trust. Trust yourself. Trust yourself enough to know that you are walking in your purpose and your greatness, and everything that you engage in, the people who you interact with, are all working for your good. Trust yourself. Trust others.
Dear Juan and G, I've been dating this guy exclusively for 3 months. We are really digging each other, and we have not had sex yet, but he is ready. And so am I, actually. But I am afraid it will ruin things. How do I know when it's time?
Well, congratulations on 3 successful months in your relationship. That should be celebrated.
Yes, and
first and foremost.
And it's still just 3 months. A lot of people like to say there might be a year in gay life. No, it's 3 months.
There are no gay years, okay? They're just years. But no, congratulations.
Yeah.
So, also, I would say congratulations on holding out for 3 months, too. If you saw the beginning of this episode, we kind of touched on holding out, and I think that is, it's a cool thing. How do you know when you're ready? You just know. You know it in the girdings of your loins, and you know it in your body, and you know when you just can't help yourself anymore. And that's when you should just do it, whenever you feel it within your body. And I think that's now, because you're writing into us, you must be going crazy.
Yeah, don't people feel it within their body probably on the first date when they want to have sex?
Well, I mean, when it's just overwhelming, that volcano's just about to erupt, and you just like, fuck this shit. I need to do it now. We ain't holding off no more.
So
That's
basically,
when
is when physically you can't take not having sex anymore. You should give in to those physical cravings. That's when you.
Yeah, and I think you should ask yourself, why are you holding out? Is there a purpose? What's the reason? If those reasons have been satisfied, then let it loose.
I personally think that there is no real time. You do know when it's time, you just feel it. And sometimes I think we can talk ourselves out of it because of all this fear you have surrounding the sex. Let's say you guys have sex today. You break up next week. Now what? So what? You had some great sex. What is the big deal?
Or some not so great
But
sex.
also not so great sex. But the point is, you are moving on. Why is sex the big prize in the relationship? It's such a small part of the relationship.
That's true.
And there are much bigger prizes to work towards in the relationship besides sex. Sex can make it, you might figure out y'all have sex and the chemistry might be gone. Who knows? But I think stop putting so much stock and weight into sex and just fucking be.
Hope that helps. Thank you for
Keep
writing
asking.
in. Keep sending us your questions at ask@juanandg.com. Excuse me, that's ask@juanandg.com.
Peace.
Love you all.
People always asking us what's the tea. It ain't no tea, baby, can't you see? Loving me, loving you, loving we. Love works with Juan and G.
It ain't no tea, baby.
What's the tea?
It ain't no tea, baby.
What's the tea?
It ain't no tea, baby.
What's the tea?
It ain't no tea. Love you all.
You know what's funny? Like, so that you say that, it's always so funny. Like, to be Darnell Moore. Like, who is Darnell Moore, right? Like, I think there's this idea that each of us have these personas that are disconnected from ourselves. I don't know. That just makes me feel uncomfortable when I hear that. I'm myself wherever I go. What I do love though is I can like be invisible